nearly 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, if you're just joining us, it's the end of the regular season, and what better place to bring the action at a racetrack that could find any driver in this field on the top spot. Live here today from Talladega Superspeedway, this is Talladega, live here tonight. It's the Apex Sim Racing Cup Series live on V-Speed. I apologize here for hitting the wrong button, but here we are for another one. Presented here live on V-Speed as we get set to grid. And if you have just joined us, it is a tight battle here in the points. A winless Eddie Smith could find his way to victory lane here tonight in the playoff outlook. The top 12 will make it to the final 5 races. It's going to be a good one. All the way down to A.J. Rogers in 10th position there on the left-hand side of your screen. Dana Shepard and Tracy Passons fighting for that cutoff line here tonight. Tracy Passons just outside the top 10 to start this race. You've got actually 7th position for the 53 machine. Look with A.J. Rogers, who worked his way up in the points just a little bit there before this final race. And like I said, final race and the cutoff, it all goes down to this. It's going to be a good one. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Look at a track map here, 2.66 miles around Talladega. It is wide open, and this next-gen Cup car, these guys are going to get great runs on the outside. I'm excited to see who can maintain the lead. But the higher line seems to be the place to be with that side draft. Of course, September 13th, 1969, this track designed to counter Daytona, modeled immediately after that. And Daytona, one of the tracks that kind of the pinnacle. Most sports have their biggest event at the end of the season. NASCAR chooses to have it at the beginning, and Daytona, when you get a win at that racetrack. Talladega, kind of similar to that as well. It's a track of survival. Race analysis up on your screen. 65 laps here today. That stage break at lap 15. 60 miles per hour pit road speed limit. 2 tire sets available. That is down 1 from last week. 2 green-white checkers. And we will have 70% fuel on the iRacing fix-up. So all these drivers on an identical pace. It'll be up to their talent level to get them to the front here tonight. But with that, it's time to take you trackside and get that pole award, the Peg Leg pole award, up on your screen. Starting on the top spot here tonight, it's going to be Michael Nash. Starting in the first position, he will have Garrett Kinder to his outside as we hit the rest of the grid. Garrett Kinder running a 53.534, 1/1000th of a second slower than your pole sitter. That's how tight it is here at Talladega, and it could come down to that for the finish. Row number 2 goes to Alan Smith. Eddie Smith going to start on the outside in the 87. Then row number 3 goes to Kyle Roberts, Dana Shepard in the 6th spot. 7th, Tracy Passons, Ray Rogers in 8th, and rounding out the top 10, Chuck Feltz, Chris McLean in the number 5 will start in 10. Aaron Adcock, Jesse Whittington put the string of finishes together there with Daniel Pope in 13th, Cody Bame. Then you have Chuck Stevens, Jacob Bame in 16th, 17th, Daniel Holcroft, 18th, Noah Carmen. 26 cars to talk about here as we get through the rest of the grid here. It's ready to go here from Talladega Super Speedway. A lot of drivers electing not to take a time. But here we go for the final race of the regular season. Apex Cup Series action live from Talladega. Maintaining the lead from the front row, Garrett Kinder up 1 to lead lap number 1. Eddie Smith gives him the push to keep him up there, but here comes Dana Shepard up 4 spots already in just 1 lap. He'll go to the outside for row number 2 as they go down the backstretch. Side by side for the top spot, a third line already developing there as the 78 of Cody Bame from around the 8th position moves to the outside. Taking alongside 3 wide here through 3 and 4. And the excitement already on lap number 2. The intensity of this race, everyone knows it's important to lead a lap. It's important to lead the last one. Anybody could get it done, and a big push here. I said at the beginning of this show that the outside is where you want to be. And Cody Bame, Jacob Bame find the top 2 positions already. Move down there for the 17 car. That's Aaron Adcock in the number 17 as we'll ride on board with him. He'll move to the outside, try to pick up this momentum. A pinch down, almost into the wall there. I think that's the 09. No, that's the 81 of Rick Rude. Getting back and forth there as the middle starts to fall apart. Rube on the high line. They're all following in suit. The 09 of Elliott Carlson in the 3rd spot, trying to get around Garrett Kinder on the bottom. Carlson holding on here to his 20th place. How about that? positions gained already. 13 spots gained for Bame. Some of these guys from the back caught these guys up front off guard. Less than 5 laps for the bottom half of the field to find their way into the top 10. What a bunch of moves here. As you see the 13 of Kinder this time by, he is going to lead. And the bottom line prevails, single file, about 12 cars deep. And deeper in this field, you got Chuck Phelps who ride on board with the number 75. And there's a live view of what he's seeing. Chuck Phelps, Dave 22 on the hood. I'm not sure how high he has his force feedback turned up, but it looks like every day is a workout for this guy. The Python's coming out to try to maintain the 9th position. They'll have Jacob Bame on the high line. Just behind Jacob Bame, you have Jesse Whittington. Actually, on 44, Dana Shepard. Man, I'll tell you what, ripping that wheel for the 75. Garrett Kinder continues to lead here on lap number 6 down the backstretch, and the outside lines have fallen apart. Everyone has single filed out, trying to tick these laps away. This one looking like it's going to go quickly. Dana Shepard in the 44 cannot push the 15 up there. Pulling that side draft, though, from the 3 of Smith. It might be enough to get him to the top 5. I don't know if it's going to get him all the way to the top of the field. Bame will work up to 4th. Eddie Smith steps out, and we have a caution on the racetrack. Chris McLean is around out of turn 2. Single car incident here on lap number 7. Take you back on our V-Speed Instant Replay. JK, the Kinder Farman Ranch Wreckage Rewind. 5-car with the 17 of Aaron Adcock. A double tap. It's right on board with the 17. And just a miscue here from the 17. Got up a little higher than he intended to. Got into the 5-car. Into 1 and 2, sends him around. And now Chris McLean having to get some damage repaired. I'm pretty certain that they do have a fast repair here tonight. You can see that rear toe link as we zoom in, dragging on the racetrack, completely locked up. Back end broke on this number 5 car, and he's letting everyone go by. He's going to end up losing a lap because of this. 1 lap down now for the 5 machine, just trying to salvage the day, get back to pit road, and use that fast repair. They get 1 here tonight. Unfortunately for the 5, he's going to have to use it at the beginning of this race. And since we are in the broadcast booth, we have Poman Motorsports driver Aaron Adcock out on the racetrack still. He's coming back around here. We'll take a moment. Actually, it looks like Jesse Whittington is enjoying some cider. I don't know exactly if that's against the substance abuse policy here at Apex Sim. Oh, he just put it down. Just put it down. The 94 finds his way to his pit lane, so obviously not affecting him too much. But he does have some damage on the sleep token 94, and that's an excellent band. There it is. There it is. I condone that behavior, buddy. down and away for the rest of this field, but a few other drivers starting to get some damage repaired, and we'll continue to work our way through this field. Dana Shepard will be the command car for this restart on lap number 10. And I might be enjoying myself a beverage as well. Poured me a draft beer just before this one. Got a great friend out there watching, and I'm not sure if they're listening, but shout out to my family and everyone that helps support my bad habits and my video game addiction. This is as close as you will get to being in a real life stock car without spending $500,000, and that'll just buy you a week in a race car. These guys out here on the iRacing service, kudos to them for all the practice they put in and everything here at the super speedways. It is very tough out here. It's a whole different breed of racing. You can go to Texas, you can go to Charlotte, you can go to Martinsville, but when you come here, it is a game of survival. We just saw that there, that incident happening just inside the top 10, and we're lucky we only had 2 cars involved, really, in that one. Could have been a lot worse for the rest of this field. We have 26 cars still on the racetrack, and if this happens up front later in this race, it could spell trouble for this entire field of 26 vehicles. 14 looking like probably going to choose the outside. Maybe influence the 44 to choose that bottom for this restart. Lights are out on the pace car, 1 to go signal. That means one more time around before we get back to live action here at Talladega. And another quick look at the points while we have a moment. Again, Eddie Smith, this is the playoff outlook for the remaining 5 races of the season. We didn't get a chance to talk about the schedule, but we'll be going to Richmond next week, a short track, and it's one of the few on the schedule, so we'll bring that up on the screen. Richmond, Kansas, Michigan, and Vegas, and then championship night at Homestead at a 1.5 mile speedway. Some big tracks here in the 5 race playoffs, but the first one, we go polar opposites. So the end of the regular season, it's Talladega, you hold it wide open. Then we go to Richmond, where trail braking, short track tempers, there's a multitude of things that'll go on in the background. These guys will be leaning on one another. It's hard to get away from each other, even with lap traffic. Again, you can tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and catch all that action as well here on V-Speed. We were off to a rough start here tonight, and I want to apologize for that. You know, the quality here at V-Speed, we have a certain criteria. Why don't we go ahead and just start this restart with that volume knob? Let's go ahead and find it right now. If you haven't, it's time to experience Get Loud here on V-Speed, presented by Firestorm Racing. Turn it up here for these next couple laps. Dana Shepard, the command car. in trouble in the back. The 09 of Carlson goes around. Caution is out on lap number 12. Velocity Motorsports 09 loses control, has some help through 3 and 4, down to the apron. For that Velocity Motorsports, I believe that's a Bobby Labonte theme on that machine. And Tracy Passons, who was at that cutoff line, he is broken. Goes back to pit road. Passons gets heavy damage from that machine. On our wreckage rewind here, the 09 down low. Contact with the 27 car. Sends him up into the 53. Round she goes. Angle from the blimp camera, you're going to see it right here. 27 comes down on the 09 and sends him up into the 53. Down to the apron first with an overcorrect there. We're getting on board with Passons. Nowhere to go here for the 53. And that's going to bring the 09 onto pit road. Everyone else following suit. Leading them in here is the 78 of Cody Bame. Got a win at Daytona. He's been winless since. 78 trying to find his way back to victory lane at these super speedways. Let's see if he is the first car out of pit road. New drivers electing to take fuel only. Looks like the 78 machine getting some damage repaired. So Noah Carmen will be the command car for this restart on lap 16. And that's a perfect moment here to remind you of the sponsors here for Apex Sim Racing. Don't go anywhere. We have more coverage to continue with the Apex Sim Racing Cup Series live on V-Speed.
Is going to take the victory 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back live here to Apex Cup Sim Racing. Presented on V-Speed. Noah Carmen has the lead with Dana Shepard, Jesse Whittington, Alan Smith, and Michael Nash, the top 5. Chuck Phelps, Ray Rogers, AJ Rogers, and Kyle Roberts, Matt Rogers, that top 10. If you're just joining us, it's been eventful for these first 15 laps. 2 cautions so far on the race recap on the top of your screen. 5 lead changes as the pace car will pull off this time around. We're getting set to go back green for the 3rd time today. That will do it for the stage. Stage number 1, right at that caution. And I believe Dana Shepard got it, but it was close there between Noah Carmen and the 44. Green flag back underway from Talladega, last race of the regular season. Down the back stretch, side by side with the 94 and the 27, Whittington and Nash. 3rd spot, 14 falls back. Shepard takes over the top position. Lap 16 about to be completed, and the 44 figures it out. Lap 16 is complete. As we look off the back end, Dana Shepard has a shove down that front stretch. Whittington, who has multiple wins this season. In fact, he strung together multiple wins in a row to get himself up in the top of these points. We were just looking at his driver camera a moment ago. 14 car just behind him, single file. You have to go all the way back to about the 9th position to find anybody side by side. 27 car of Michael Nash falling back quickly. Cody Bame on the inside giving a shove to Ray Rogers. Actually, that's the 77 of Anthony Edrington. Go right on board with him. Just has the tail end of this draft. And it's 3 wide with the 51 of Rogers getting shoved out of line. No help here for the 51. When you get pushed out of that draft, you lose ground quickly. We saw the 51 lose about 6 spots just now. Able to get back into the draft, though, on the bottom, just outside that top 10. Dana Shepard out to a commanding lead. It's single file all the way back through this field to 7th, 8th position. 10th spot here with Rick Rube. Michael Nash, Jacob Bame. Outside continues to fall apart, and I'm really surprised here that the outside line hasn't got it going. That's really what you want to do in this car, is suck up on the outside. You pull that side draft into 3 and 4. You're not seeing a pinch here from the 27. They are making a little bit of ground, but if he kind of closed off that gap between him, and I think that's the 11 machine of Daniel Pope, they can gain a lot more here. Finally getting it going, though, as we ride on board with Kyle Roberts. 88 jumps up in front of him. That's AJ Rogers. Riding in the 5th spot right now, just outside of Chuck Phelps. Chuck Phelps gets up on the bumper. He's going to lean on the 3 car. Does he want to take it anywhere? He can't. Car high for the 75. Outside line starts to prevail. These guys on iRacing, all in their own virtual simulator rigs, will take it on board here with the 17 car. He did get caught up in one of those incidents that we had earlier, but he's currently running in the 16th position. This is on board with Aaron Adcock. League admin here at Apex Sim. Pulling it together quietly. 13 car just in front of him, the big Frig, driven by Garrett Kinder. The outside line trying to go places to the top spot. They haven't quite got there, though. They went stagnant just around that 5th position. Chuck Phelps did step out in front of the 88. He got ahead of that machine. Let's see if Chuck Phelps can find his way to the lead. Big push here. A lot of momentum into 1 and 2. They're up to 3rd now. Outside, it's a freight train. Back on board with Chuck Phelps. Chuck Phelps on board here in the 75 car. I think he's looking at the broadcast. Look down at the racetrack. You've got the lead right in front of you here, Chuck. Let's go snag it away into the top 5 for the 75. Anthony Edgerton on the inside, and just behind Chuck Phelps, we have Nash giving him a push down the backstretch. Leaning all over the back bumper. You can hear those RPMs pick up as they go into 3 and 4. Bottom line has fallen apart. I think Chuck Phelps has a real shot at the lead this time around. They are very organized on that outside line. This is looking back from Dana Shepard and Jesse Whittington in the Sleep Token 94. Couldn't think of a better band to put on that hood. Let's get a zoom in there at this draft. You see him back off here into 3 and 4. Whittington's going to get back up on the bumper as they exit this corner. Cross the line. He's going to make sure that the 44 can lead this time by. But Chuck Phelps has a head of steam coming out of 3. Up to the 3rd or 4th position this time around. Whittington continuing to lean on the back end on that inside line. Dana Shepard holds that top spot. 13 laps led now for the 44 down the backstretch with the 94, the 14, the 3. As you go back to Chuck Phelps to find that side by side. Does the 75 decide? No, he will not. Had the opening down the backstretch to drop to the bottom line. He'll continue to run with Nash just behind him. And a breakup here. Looks like the 75 is coming. Somebody dropped to the apron there. I think that was Edgerton. He gets back up on the racing surface. Not a smooth transition. He will lose the draft and watch this field drive away. He has lost all the air. He will fall back to the 20th spot. It's a long, lonely road without draft. Chuck Phelps has taken over the top spot. Drops down in front with the 27 of Michael Nash. This time around, Chuck Phelps is going to lead his first lap of the day. And whenever ATVO wants to update, there it is. First one for the 75. '75 continues to hold on to that lead. Has the 27 Nash that got him there just behind him on the inside line. We're just under halfway from this event. We'll come around for lap number 30 out of 65. Chuck Phelps trying to find his way into the playoffs. A win and you're in. On board with the 27. On board with the 35. He's given the push on the bottom. Is it going to be enough? Here comes the 53 who was involved, had to burn that fast repair. He has help from Garrett Kinder. Outside line, working again here through 3 and 4. Up to the second position. Roberts doing everything he can on the back bumper of Michael Nash. Looks like Chuck Phelps is going to lose the lead this time around. Passens drops to the inside. I'm not sure who led that time around. Kinder is a lap down. 13 car. One down after that damage. No, he is on the lead lap. He has the 17 of Aaron Adcock giving him the shove on the outside. And I got a little bit confused here. I think there's a car that is a lap down. That's the 53 of Tracy Passens. But back on the lead lap now for the 53. He got it back the old-fashioned way. He is not the leader. It's going to go back and forth between Garrett Kinder and a 75 of Phelps. That's a look there at the 53, who's trying to get back on the lead lap. Holds it down to the bottom. Has the help from the 75. 13 has a lot of help from Aaron Adcock. Maybe a bad push here. Eddie Smith working his way back into the top 5. Maybe he has something to say about this outside line. Officially at that halfway point. Across through for lap 33. How about that for the 53 of Passons? I know he wants to get back up there. He needs a caution, though, to get back to the tail end of this field and race his way back up here. As Kinder drops down in front of the 53, that's going to blockade his ability to get back on that lead lap. He will be that lucky pass car if a caution does come out, hopefully not involved, as the 17 of Aaron Adcock will lead his first lap of the day. On board with the 17. Eddie Smith just behind him. Garrett Kinder takes back the top position. And here comes a shove from the 17 car. Passon's back to the top spot. Got his lap back. 75 and 13 for the lead. There's a look at the lead battle. It is separated by just a couple hundredths of a second. .13 just weaves his way around. Fantastic job there by Garrett Kinder to find that top position. And a little bit of nostalgia here. VSRN on the back of that 13. That's V-Speed Racing Network. Ran by Eddie Smith. We'll check in here with the 87 car. Falling back to the third spot. Still up one from where he began this race. No laps led here for the 87 as we take it on board hood cam view. Guys working this voice overtime for this one. Side by side. Kinder, Aaron Adcock. Coming up on lap 40, we'll have about 25 to go, actually. Actually at that 30 to go mark as we go lap 16, but we're coming up on that 25 to go. As you see a car step out of line there, that is a lap down machine. Driven by Matt Rogers, just trying to stay out of the way in the 25th spot right now. Takes that third line. Car blinking on the outside. That's the 84. That's Chuck Stevens. And he's continuing to have the packet loss. They'll pull him to the back of the field. Continues to fall back. He'll fall in line there just behind the 51 of Ray Rogers. Kinder leads another lap. Anybody out there in the chat right now that's enjoying tonight's action, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss a single race. We have coverage all the way through this season and postseason. We're going to go into overtime. Hope you're enjoying tonight's action as we go single file in the back of this field. Some drivers have fallen off of the draft. It is a 16-second gap back here to Josh Oswald. They're trying to catch back up to it with Kiernan Church in 14th spot, Daniel Holcroft. A lot of drivers have lost this top of the field after the stage. The only chance to get it back, green flag pit stops, which will be coming up. 70%, 75% fuel tank here tonight. It's going to make it difficult. When do you choose to pit? You have to pit with somebody you know. 88 car falls out of line. He's also a lap down. AJ Rogers falling to the tail end. I think he still has the draft here as we ride on board with him. Just on the edge of this draft. We've seen Passons be able to get back up there. Maybe the 53 can show the 88 how to do it. As we continue on here for lap 41, Garrett Kinder on the top spot. Passons in the 53, holding on, trying to get back to the top of the lead lap. We'll go back to what would be P4. Eddie Smith's going to cross over. Smith has maintained this top three. There's Alan Smith outside in the number 3 with Jesse Whittington. Haven't had an onboard with the 94 in live action. Let's do it now. And there he is. I don't see him taking any sips right now. He is outside the lead, trying to take it away from Garrett Kinder. Looking pretty locked in. I gotta say, I'm a little bit jealous. Yeah, scratch that mustache. Works up to 4th spot now. Looking off the back of Garrett Kinder at that outside line. Hasn't gotten organized just yet. With Garrett Kinder, Aaron Adcock, Eddie Smith, the top 3, Chuck Phelps, Jesse Whittington, just on the edge of that top 5. Passons in the mix as well in the 53 machine, 1 lap down, trying to find his way back. to that lead lap on board with passes. Aaron Adcock has kept the 13 up top. 20 to go. 21 left for this race. Crossing that stripe. And that's what makes Talladega have signature finishes. The start-finish line is an additional 1,300 feet past that tri-oval. You see Jacob Boehm down on the bottom with Rick Rube. We're going to see some 3 wide through 3 and 4 at some point here. The car blinking out just in front. That's Dana Shepard, I think. No, that's the 84 of Chuck Stevens having the connection issue. Continues to have that problem. In a racetrack where it's oh so important to have a stable connection, the 84 as the 17 looks to the inside. 13, I think he just cut him a break there. Looked like the 17 lifted off the throttle. Thought for sure the 17 would take that. Could have led a lap this time around. He's already got one here tonight. So those bonus points probably not within reach as we're past the halfway mark. Got better of it. Aaron Adcock will stay behind. And here a push to the 13 of Garrett Kinder. Looking on board with Aaron Adcock, trying to get his way into, as we have a wreck in the back of this field. 44 machine, actually 84 machine. I'm not sure who brought this caution out here. But on lap 47, we have a yellow. Take it back on the replay, and I think it was the 78 car. So we look back on our wreckage. We rewind. Yeah, he gets turned down the backstretch. That's enough to trigger this yellow. Did a fantastic job of 360 loops, but ends up going a lap down because of this. I'm not sure who that was pushing the 78. That was the 11. So we'll ride on board with Daniel Pope. Well, he just turned him there. Bad push out of the corner. That's what it looks like right there. Turns the 78. 78 does a great job saving it. Unfortunately, though, for the 78 machine, he's going to end up losing a lap. But he will get the wave around. And that brings everybody down pit road. Setting up for under 20 to go for this next restart. Things are about to get crazy. Would you expect anything less for the final race of the regular season? These drivers need a win to get in. Anybody outside that top 12. So we'll watch the race off pit road. We'll also take a look at those points as soon as we cross that threshold. Down and away, Whittington wins the battle off of pit road. Pope stays out. And there's a look at the points with Eddie Smith leading them coming into tonight. Don't go anywhere. More action will continue here. Live on V-Speed, the Apex Sim Racing Cup Series. Live here on V-Speed. More coverage will continue after this.
Is going to take the victory 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to our coverage here from Talladega Superspeedway, the last race of the regular season with Daniel Pope leading. He stayed out on the racetrack, 14 laps on his tires. Tires not much of a factor here at Talladega, but drafting is, as you see Garrett Kinder to the outside, Alan Smith, Aaron Adcock, and Eddie Smith, Alan Smith back and forth for that top five. Nash just outside of it. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Restarting with 15 laps to go. Things are about to get intense. You can see Daniel Pope down on that bottom. Aaron Adcock moves to the outside, has Garrett Kinder giving him a push. He has the lead going into 3. Big move there from the 17. And looks like he's going to get another lap led here as we ride on board. Look off the back end, needing a push from Pope. He'll get it through the trioval. Just enough to lead that time by. And Daniel Pope in the number 11, after staying out, finds himself pushing cars on that bottom line. 14 laps. I don't think he's going to be in trouble. Now 16 as they come around for lap 53. Car could be a handful in the later run. It will continue to get tighter and tighter as he runs that bottom line, giving another push here to the 17. Eddie Smith, who has maintained a top 5 most of the day, will move to the outside out of turn 2. He's going to try his first time at the top spot. Eddie Smith, 0 laps led, but looking to get his first win of the season. No help from Garrett Kinder just yet. And here comes the 22 of Kiernan Church. For the first time today, 22 car showing some strength as the outside line kind of falls apart. 75 of Phelps moves up. He's going to get a big shove here from Eddie Smith. Smith trying to get the 75 of victory. 10 to go very soon. Down the back stretch, no help. Third line develops though with Cody Bame on the high line. Dana Shepard in the 44 giving him some support. This is around the 12th position. Shepard not able to get up to that rear bumper. Shepard will fall back. He's out there by himself. He'll fall all the way back to the 5. Car around, that's the 27 of Nash. Down to the apron, caution is out. Less than 10 to go when we go back green. But enough to trigger a yellow here. And Michael Nash finds himself looping it on the backstretch. On the wreckage rewind for the 27. He has Jesse Whittington. Contact there between the 27 and the 94. Round he goes. Could have been a lot worse. Minimal damage to the 27 machine, but still out of sorts. This is going to re-rack the field with less than 10 to go when we go back green. We'll get a replay of this from the blimp camera. Back it up one more time. We're going to see Nash get a little bit higher than he probably intends to. Car getting tight in that dirty air. Off the corner. Looks like he's moving up. Rick Rube nowhere to go. Gets turned right in front of him. We'll go on board with the 81. Watch the 94 to the right-hand side. 27 across the nose, and A little bit of damage on Rick Rube. That will probably bring portions of this field down to the pit. Everybody actually staying out here. I'm surprised to see nobody topping off, maybe taking that last tire set. Track position, oh so important for this restart though. And for Chuck Phelps, he's going to maintain on this top position, has Aaron Adcock and Eddie Smith. Chuck Phelps holding on. Could get his first victory of the season in the 75. So it's our first interview. And I think it's going to go to Chuck Phelps here. 75, Chuck Phelps, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, Chuck, I tell you what. Last time I interviewed you, you were upset. You were sitting behind the top 10. This time around, you're leading for this restart. You have a real opportunity and some partners behind you. Dave 22 machine could find its way to victory lane tonight.
Well, we'll see. We got a conundrum, though. There's several team players that need, or teammates that need wins to get in. So we're trying to figure out what we're doing here.
Well, I was looking at the points there earlier, and Chuck, I tell you what, you're one of those guys that kind of needs a win and you're in as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So does the boss man right behind me.
Well, you know what? This is one of those moments where the boss man starts on the outside. You have Eddie Smith behind you. Who's that inside? Stick to the bottom. I think I have complete faith on Eddie Smith to push you to this victory. What do you think?
We'll see. I mean, I know Eddie doesn't want to have to push one or the other. So we're just gonna race it out and see what happens here. I don't think this is our last caution though.
Well, we have less than 10 to go when we go back green. Chuck Phelps, anybody you want to shout out real quick while we have you in the booth?
Yeah, Jimmy at Apex, the owner of Apex Sim Racing. Of course, Aaron Adcock for him being the league owner. All my teammates, you guys definitely up in the booth, Bradley for sure. V-Speed, all you guys are amazing, and respect to all you guys.
Respect to you as well, Chuck. We appreciate you coming up here, and I know it's involuntary that you got pulled into the booth, but we'll put you back down in Po-Man Motorsports for this restart. See you maybe post-race in Victory Lane.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Po-Man Motorsports driver Chuck Phelps for this restart will be on the top spot. Done a lot of broadcasting here on V-Speed. We cover over 11 leagues, or 11 times a night at least. I think it's up to 7 or 8 leagues across the board. A little shameless flex from what we do. Shout out to everybody that puts these shows on. All the sponsors, everybody that has been a part of Apex Sim and all the leagues that we broadcast from week to week. You might see a first time in Victory Lane here tonight. I'm hoping to see Chuck Phelps find a way here. This is a racetrack where as long as you keep yourself, I guess, controlled, and you can harness that energy to the front. 75 has done that here tonight. Been in the top 5 for a lot of the day. The guy behind him on this restart has maintained his top 3. But it's a fight here. Aaron Adcock also needs that win, and you're in. Maintain that pace speed here, Chuck, to get set to go for another restart. 5 times today, the iRacing pace car has had to peel onto pit road. 4 cautions, 15 lead changes, and under 10 laps left as the green flag comes back out on lap 59. Aaron Adcock with an excellent restart. The 11 of Pope giving him a shove, but here comes Eddie Smith to keep the inside line going. All over the back end of Chuck Phelps. Down the back straightaway. Car drops out of line, that's Edgerton. In the background for the 77. We've seen that a couple times today for the 77 machine. But this time around, he's not going to lose the draft as we go back up front. 75, 87. Belts and Smith on the top position. 6 laps to go. All Chuck Phelps has to do is have faith that Eddie Smith will not leave him out to dry. Smith winless this season, but leading the points coming into tonight. 3 wide on the outside. 1 machine up high. Josh Oswald. Middle line falls apart. Not enough though for Aaron Adcock. He has the 11 giving him a push. Daniel Pope puts him to the top position as they come out of 3 and 4. It'll be door to door. 1775. Five laps left. Car in the wall. In the background. That's the 1. Oswald tags it. Oswald falls back to the 16th position. Dana Shepard gets in front of him. And Aaron Adcock will find the top spot. Eddie Smith is committed, getting this 75 car back up front. Car steps out of line, the 11 going for the top spot. Sizing up for 4 laps to go. Move to the outside. Eddie Smith communicating. They're going to leave the 11 out to dry. Do they have enough here? Out of the tri-oval into 1 and 2. 11 car falls back. A push out ahead for Cody Boehm. He has Jacob Boehm all over the back bumper. I believe that's his brother. That's not what they wanted. And they go down the back stretch into 3. Aaron Adcock back to the top position. Three laps left. And the 5, who is a lap down. Chris McLean is going to help the 17 car. But on that high line, as they get sideways, Phelps is around. Smith's around. Another caution here from Talladega, and it's the big one. 7 or 8 cars involved. Tracy Passons, the 2 machine. This all starts right here. Cody Boehm comes up into the side of the 75, sends the 51 around. Eddie Smith goes for a loop. Nobody hits the 87. But the 75 car, who had a real shot today to lock himself in, finds himself with heavy damage with 3 laps to go, and we're into overtime. One more look. On board with the 15. We might have The pace car catching back up. Thought we were running out of fuel there for a moment. The 17 is good to go. And we'll take one of our two green-white checkered attempts here tonight from Talladega in the last race of the regular season. Take a quick commercial break here on V-Speed. You are watching.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
With Jonathan Parker, he locked it up in the end of stage one. Jonathan Parker, our season 5 champion. Bryce Shoemaker is going to take the victory, 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Welcome back here to our coverage from Talladega Super Speedway. Our first green-white checkered attempt with Aaron Adcock, Jacob Babe on the front row. Babe involved in that last caution with the 75 of Chuck Phelps. It's all smiles here from Aaron Adcock. He was I don't know what happened there. Before this restart, it's the 17 and the 15. Side by side for that top row. And how about Kyle Roberts? He'll be the one giving the shove for this next one. Of course, post-race interviews, the Poma Man Motorsports post-race show with that top three in just a moment. But let's find out who's going to find their way to those top three spots, as we still have over 6 miles to go here from Talladega. Up on the wheel for a lot of these drivers. Whittington, our 4-time winner, back in 16th position. Eddie Smith involved in that last one. Some drivers had to burn those fast repairs. Have we seen the end of it? As we come to the tail end of the regular season, Aaron Adcock needs a win to get in. Boss Man says it's time to go. Green flag back underway. 35, they might have got out to too big of a jump here. 2 laps left. 15's going to get a big run here to the outside with the one of Josh Oswald. Huge run down the backstretch. And how about this for Dana Shepard through the middle? Caution is going to come out again. Big wreck with the 3. And another big one here from Talladega. The 75 loses the left rear. And we're going to re-rack him one more time. Dana Shepard up through the middle. Our Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. There it is to the outside. One car leans on him too much and a big wreck here. 75, nowhere to go. These guys get totaled. Nowhere to go for Chuck Phelps. That's Talladega. One more time. I think we need to go on board here with the 1 car for this one. Out of nowhere, here comes the 44 of Dana Shepard. Was on board with Josh Oswald. That'll bring him down pit road, Jacob Bain, for this final restart of the night. This is the end of the regular season. For those of you not familiar, if these drivers do not make it to the white flag, that is the end of the race. One more time there, Whittington. One more time. That's what you need. That's going to get you to the end of this thing, I promise. Four-time winner there with a 94 machine. One more green-white checkered attempt here from Talladega. Lights are still on the pace car. It's a perfect opportunity to pull another driver up here. I think we pull up the 17 machine of Aaron Adcock. He needs a victory to get into these playoffs. Aaron Adcock, it's Bradley Cooper in the V-Speed booth. Do you got a copy with us?
I got a copy.
Well, Aaron, you have a real shot at the win here tonight. Actually need to get that camera on the proper thing there. But you have a real shot here tonight. You're starting to run out of partners, though. I think the 35 is like the last of the Mohicans here for the guys that are willing to push you to this victory.
Yeah, and he's my last chance, so we'll see what happens right here. I didn't get a good. I jumped the restart a little bit and got a little too far out front, and just nerves got the better of me. So I'm gonna have a solid restart right here. I'm gonna try to get the lead and try not to give it back.
Well, if you want my advice, go at the latest you can. Make sure
Well,
that car behind you.
I won't be in control, so I'll be having to see how that top line
Oh, well,
takes
that's
off.
even better. That's even better,
Yeah.
Aaron. I think that's the place you want to be here for this restart. You're on the inside. It looks like Jacob Boehm electing to take the outside on this restart. Aaron, this is a real opportunity here to prove all those haters wrong.
We about to go do it. We're going checkers records. We're going to either meet Jesus or we're going to the finish line. So one thing's about to happen.
Appreciate it there, Aaron. And anybody want to shout out real quick down the backstretch?
Yeah, just my family, Morgan and my kids and our little boy Landon, and we're gonna do it right here. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. So it all comes down to this.
Last race of the regular season here for Aaron Adcock. Good luck out there, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Bowman Motorsports about to restart on the inside line. The 15 car. Jacob Boehm taking the outside. Got a little bit confused there on that restart as to who was the command car. Usually drivers elect to take the inside at Talladega. We haven't seen the end of the carnage. Let's find out for the final race of the regular season. Along for the ride with the 17, the 15 on the top spot. Jacob Boehm also in a situation of win and you're in. Geico restart zone coming up. Green flag is out, and we're back underway from Talladega. Last restart of the night. Dive to the inside for the 09. Elliott Carlson gets in front of the 17. 81 of Rick Rube. Cars around, 17 sideways. And we're going to end it right there. Rick Rube is going to win here at Talladega. And how about that? With Rick Rube getting the victory. No, it's Jacob Boehm. Boehm is actually getting the win here. A little bit behind on our telemetry. Let's go back and review exactly where the caution came out. Right here, the yellow's going to come out. Man, that is close. That is going to be so close there for the 15 car. It's going to happen right here. You're going to see this contact between the 78. Caution lights should start flashing right about here. Rick Rube was to the outside of the 15 car. I mean, they're green. They're green. I saw green on the light there. That is so close. We'll go one more time on board. When he gets this lead, we'll pause it right here. You can see on the top right-hand side of your screen, just above that Apex Sim Racing Cup Series logo, there is a green light. And if we go right here at any camera angle you want to take it for, the 81 car is in the lead. So I don't know about iRacing's timing and scoring. This is This is a very confusing moment. It's going to go off of that last timing mark. You see those stripes on the racetrack the 15 just crossed. That's where they're going to kind of set this position. But Jacob Boehm officially is your winner based off of my timing. And he's going to burn it down through the tri-oval grass. Right now, officially, we have Jacob Boehm. Making sure it passes tech inspection. Post-race interviews with your top three, rather. Some of these drivers that made it in on the win. Jacob Boehm, super thankful that this got done. Oh man, Motorsports post-race interviews and the post-race show right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Is going to take the victory 128 laps without a pit stop.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win. Saturday Night Racing League and throwback at Charlotte goes to Josh Adams.
Welcome back to our coverage of Talladega Super Speedway, where Jacob Boehm has found his way to victory lane. After two green-white checkers, Talladega did not disappoint. Final results coming up on your screen. 7 cautions, 19 lead changes in this race that was scheduled for 65 laps. A little bit of overtime as Boehm and Rube Roberts, the top three. We'll get a word with those drivers in just a moment. Ray Rogers is going to finish in the 4th position with Noah Carmen for a top 5. Chris McLean, Kieran Church in 6th and 7th. Then 8th position, Jesse Whittington, the 4-time winner. Anthony Edgerton will finish in 9th. And rounding out your top 10, unfortunate there, the 17 car gets turned on that final restart. Cody Bain will finish in 11th position. Then you have Daniel Holcroft in 12th spot. Dana Shepard 13th. Garrett Kinder in 14th. Elliot Carlson 15th spot. 16th goes to Alan Smith with Chuck Stevens, sorry about that, with 17th position. Brandon Wallace 18th. Matt Rogers 19th. Daniel Pope rounding out your top 20. 6 more cars to talk about here, with the 21st position going to AJ Rogers, Josh Oswald 22nd, Michael Nash in 23rd, 24th, Eddie Smith, car that was in the top 5 for most of the night, will finish in 24th position. Chuck Phelps was one of those cars he was pushing here tonight. He'll finish 25th. Tracy Passons never could actually get back on that lead lap. He fought hard, he fought well, but the 53 rounding out this field here tonight. Well, with that, it's time to take you to your Poman Motorsports post-race coverage. And the first driver that we're going to talk to is your 3rd place finisher. We have Kyle Roberts in the 3rd position. Congratulations here, Kyle. I know that how's it going, Kyle? I know that this race was eventful for you. Whataburger 35 pushed a lot of cars tonight.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get Aaron up there. You know, he needed a win for the playoffs, but didn't work out. He was close, but that's Talladega for you.
Yeah, it really is. They should change the name of this place to Las Vegas. That's really what it feels like.
Yeah, and it's flip a coin, you know.
Well, let's go back to the beginning of your race. You started in 5th position. You finished in 3rd. You ran it in around the top 5 for a lot of the night. But how crazy was it at the start of this race in that first stage to see drivers from, 20th on back find their way into the top 5? How did you contest that?
Well, I mean, just trying to stay. If you were on the bottom, stay on the line. If you were in the middle lane, stay in the middle. Because I mean, if you got a little bit sideways and you get hung out to dry, because I went all the way back to like 22nd at one point and got back up there through a pretty good pit stop. But it's just.
Well, how fast does that happen, Kyle? I mean, we saw so many drivers end up in the back of this field repeatedly and then work their way back to the front, but it happens so fast here. And the crashes with that last restart, we're actually watching it in real time right now, where you were on the back bumper of Aaron Adcock. What went wrong there?
I think he didn't see Cody up there and went to move up, and they got together, and it was over when that happened. It was kind of in my windshield, but I didn't see a lot of it because I was by it before it really transpired.
Well, it was eventful here tonight, and I think this is the first time, Kyle, that we've had you up in the broadcast booth. Anybody want to shout out while we have you up here?
Oh yeah, Jimmy at Apex for helping putting this thing on, American Grit, Chuck, Poleman Racing, and for the wreckage replay, definitely Kinder Farm and Ranch.
Kyle Roberts started 5th. He will get a podium here in the last race of the regular season. We look forward to seeing you at 1 week's time when we go to Richmond. It's playoff time. Good luck, man.
All right, man. We'll see you later, Bradley.
Kyle Roberts, 3rd place here tonight at Talladega. Moving on to our 2nd place finisher, we have the 81, Rick Rube. Into the transfer room. Rick Rube, do you got a copy?
I do.
Well, I thought you won this race. Based off of the caution light there out of the exit of the turns, it looked like you won it. What is your take there? You had the lead And then suddenly the timing and scoring on that mark just said, give it back to the 15. I hate to be that guy, but man, what a weird feeling here tonight.
Yeah, I mean that's a NASCAR thing, the way they do stuff. But we, another 50 foot, and we would have won it for sure. Jake was coming back to me, but I didn't quite get there, and then I lost my pusher too soon, just a little too soon.
Well, you had a lot of pushes here tonight, but this was a real opportunity. Talladega, I was just talking to Kyle Roberts there. It really is a toss up. And, to put this car back up here in the podium, I mean, so difficult to survive this race overall. But then you find yourself with a real chance on that last restart. I don't know, Rick. Just talk about how it feels to get second, or talk about the race overall.
Well, I mean, overall, it wasn't a bad race. It's just a shame at the end there that everybody got hammered on each other, and I don't know. I guess on these super speedways, it's harder to drive in a straight line for some than others. But anyway, I went up and back and up and back, and got caught at little damage mid race, and had to do some repairs, and just biding my time, taking it easy, picking the holes, not getting into the crazy stuff. You got to, when it starts getting crazy, you got to get out, right? You can't keep pushing like that. And we had a master plan of our pit strategy, and with all the yellows, that went out the window. We were kind of thinking this race would go green the whole way. I mean, in my opinion, there's no reason for it not to, but some guys get, a little overzealous, and it causes the yellows, and you have issues. But anyway, we were all set up at the end. I was looking good. Cody was pushing me, and I think we would have got there. It's hard to say, but I had a run on Jake at the end. If it would have went green, I definitely would have gotten him down the backstretch. I had that much momentum off of that restart, but we'll never know if we didn't get there.
Yeah, just a couple feet short there, and the restarts, man. I tell you, the green, white checkers and everything that happens at the tail end of these super speedway races, it really is frustrating. But at the same time, it looked fun out there. Rick, I know that this is one of those moments where we usually ask guys to shout people out. So if you have anybody in mind, go ahead and do so.
Well, Velocity Motorsports for sure. Thank them guys. They help me out a lot when we're racing in these league races. Jet Designs and the Islander Inn, Put-in Bay.
Gold and Black 81. Rick Rube, we appreciate you coming up here in the broadcast booth and spending your time with us. And we look forward to seeing you in 1 week's time when we go short track racing at Richmond Raceway. Until then, appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
Rick Rube, second place here at Talladega, and finding our victory lane. One more driver to bring up here. Post-race show presented by Po-Man Motorsports. It's victory lane with Jacob Boehm. Jacob Boehm in the 15. I've seen you race. I've seen you the 15 car. I've commentated and butchered this last name for many, many seasons now. How does it feel to finally find your way up here to get the post-race interview?
It's pretty darn good. Yeah, that race was something, huh? Calm right up until the end.
I think it's something about that Napa 15 that just finds its way to victory lane at the super speedways.
Yeah, no, shout out to Josh Oswald at Jet Designs. He did a very nice job with all of our Velocity Motorsports teammates' paint schemes. We're all most of us are rocking some old DEI paint schemes, and then a couple, Dale Jarrett, Kyle Busch throwbacks. So, shout out to Jet Designs.
Well, I got to go back to where that timing line was. It looked like when the caution light flew, the 81 was to your outside. He had like a nose advantage, but I mean, nothing's official unless iRacing said so. And I mean, you got a blessing here. I don't want to take anything away from you. I know that's a teammate on your outside, but man, how close was it there on that final restart?
Yeah, no, I definitely almost coughed that one up. As soon as I saw him wrecking in our Discord, one of our teammates said, "Oh, that's a caution." So my first thought was, all right, foot off the gas. I just won. And then I'm like, oh, crap, the caution isn't actually out. So I stepped back on it. And yeah, I got a little lucky there with the timing of it and the iRacing eyes. So yeah, I mean, would have benefited Rick a little bit more. He would have made the playoffs, and I don't think I'm eligible. So yeah, sucks for Rick. It sucks for Josh. They were both on the cut line. Josh had a really good run towards the end, and he got fenced under unforeseen circumstances. So yeah, no, I definitely got lucky, but I won't give a teammate a win on any occasion. I'm always out here looking after myself. So, and I expect them to do the same.
Well, we can go back to the beginning of this race where you and I believe it was Cody pushing you to the front of this field. You gained 15 positions. Cody was up, I think, somewhere around 16 or so to get you guys up to the front. It was crazy seeing you guys go in the first 5 laps of this race to the front of this field. How did that feel? Did that kind of maybe help you guys learn what you were capable of later for this race?
Yeah, my brother and I, we don't get along by any stretch of the imagination typically, but yeah, just he started a little. Actually, he started right ahead of me, so it wasn't that drastic. But yeah, that right in the beginning of the race, there were a lot of checkups, a lot of guys, trying to find their draft partners, their teammates, and whatnot. And it got to the point where the inside and outside line were both checking up really, really hard, like pretty much every corner. So we're like, screw it, let's take the outside, see where it gets us. And yeah, we got up front. I think, yeah, the first caution did not play in my favor whatsoever. I pitted to get on a better fuel strategy. Same thing when the stage caution came out. A lot of us double pitted to be able to take less fuel, given the event that we had to pit under green. And yeah, I felt like Ryan Preece in the Texas race today. I pit 2 laps too early, and I got bit. I got put a lap down, so I had to take the wave around and start at the tail end, but ultimately it worked out, so I can't complain.
Well, you started out this interview shouting people out. I know there's some other people that put this 15 car on the racetrack tonight. Jacob, you are victorious in the last regular season race. I know you said you're not eligible, but I can tell you what, nothing better than an upset for a driver that's not in the playoffs to get another victory at Richmond. Go ahead and shout the people out that put this car on the racetrack tonight.
Yeah, really just shout out to the whole Velocity Motorsports crew. Aaron Adcock for putting this league together, Chuck for handling the PR relations, all the sponsors for Apex. I apologize, I'm not too familiar with them, but anybody that chips in to make this league happen every Sunday night, I really appreciate it. It's a good break from the reality of the work life. So yeah, thanks to Apex, Aaron, Chuck, Josh Oswald at Jet Designs, and Velocity Motorsports.
A break from reality. That's what we're going to call this victory here. Congratulations on Talladega. Jacob Boehm, you are victorious in Apex Sim. Enjoy that, and we'll see you 1 week's time when we go to short track racing at Richmond.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Oh, and thank you to you as well for broadcasting every week. I'm sorry. I normally I'm good with that, but it's been a while since I won. So
I'm just a guy.
Well, you're a good guy, so I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Appreciate it. Jacob Boehm, first place here tonight at Talladega. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And with that, it's time to move on to our postseason. If you're just joining us, it's about to get really, really good. Under the lights from Richmond Raceway, RR all over the banners of this racetrack. It is going to be good to start off for the playoffs. Elimination time here for Apex Sim. It'll start May 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch all the action here on V-Speed. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. It's playoff time. for everybody that helped put this on. Aaron Adcock, I know not the race that he wanted. Got a mid-race interview with him. Got to talk to him for just a moment. For everybody else that helped put this together, Adam Baker, man, I got to get you back here, buddy. We're going to see you one of these days. Eddie Smith, Logan Threlkeld, Morgan Cook, Christian Hill, and Lucas Lyons, our other producers. This is Brantley Cooper saying so long from Talladega and so long to the regular season. It's time to go playoff racing. 1 week's time, we'll see you. Until then, stay tracking, everybody.